So out of the chakra systems and our connection with our source, this DNA can be spiritualized. This is what we've only begun to speak of. Open yourselves up, dear ones, and please breathe. We're going to oxygenate. Oh dear. And apparently this coding, our best information is, like oxygen. We don't need to overdo it. Yeah, he's talking to Brian. He knows he won't. Are we all settled? It's a lovely journey. Because we haven't settled the issue around here, to go to the center of the earth, if you please. We go in mass. We go with all aspects of selves. Open yourself up to and invite. All aspects of self. We're asking all to come in. We're asking all to come in. Do not hesitate. Just tempted to be somewhat fearful for those aspects of self that are you. All, please. Metatron, please help us with this one. Mahatma, you can call on Mahatma more and more and more now, for it is the ultimate energy, and it is balanced. It is totally balanced with the feminine principle. And many of you are carrying 400 or 500 alternate realities, some of you more. But I'm glad you can't see. You see over piggybacking. It's all very valid. It is our collective experience, and as pioneers, we, all of us, every one of us, chose to do what we're doing now for all of creation. Embody in the center of the earth, please meet those beings that are there, because there's so much microtron anchors from the Council of 12, the 10th member. Look to the aqua color, the aqua blue color, gentle one. No electrical ability. You see great crystallization now, much more than this planet has ever had. Apparently it has multiplied again since yesterday. Vivid crystallization that picks up the vibration for all kingdoms, all lovely, wonderful kingdoms, things that are us. Brian's quite surprised to see how much, my God, magnificent crystals being created. He himself doesn't use crystals, but it's wonderful to see. This is an effort we're being shown now since yesterday. What's your creative abilities in mass and using 70 to 160 power. Yes. The age and the life of this crystal, these crystals, and this call it the center of the earth, is not quite multicolored. The predominant coloring on the outside is the aqua blue. There are those vivid, massive crystals pointing at you. Rest very gently and very, very comfortably and breathe, please. So you want the clarity for earth, for self, for all of creation. magnificent being here. There are two. One is Gaia. They appear to be of one body. And Kutumi. Not Kutumi. Not Kamara. And they address you with your achievement thus far in the magnification of the principal kingdom, the mineral kingdom. It's a very vivid picture, gentle ones, and most of you are seeing. If you can't see, you have a sense. For this raises the vibration of her body. This is the Creative Mother for all of us, and she has nourished us so wonderfully for so very long. And she's been abused. She's been abused for profit and power. She tells you she is very, very grateful that energy such as this is on the planet at this time. Her emotional body is not in disharmony. Her emotional body, we feel with her now and absorb some of her misgivings. And we secure the belief within our Kamara and Gaia that all those faults above us can be secured, all those cracks in her old skin can be healed. And we now get a sense of expansion. All the Kamaras are here now, plus many that you know. And we expand the radiation of this crystal kingdom, which is more magnificent than I have ever seen. Its growth seems to be doubling every few weeks now. And it's compatible with the microtron, the spiritual energy that's being anchored specifically by the 10th member of the Council of 12, the 10th ray. We expand our consciousness throughout the middle of the earth, the center of the earth. We do not involve ourselves with other creatures there, other beings, for it is not our affair. We glow with love and light. We make no false representations. We just magnify the group. And the group's magnification allows huge light into these caverns. We get to an area where the skin of the earth, the surface of the earth is 200 to 600 miles, so it's saggy. And there's a lot of movement. There's shifts in this skin. And I want each one of you to reach and stabilize part of this inner room where the earth is blessed and stable. Good. You take the I would say unto the beings that are with us as one, that we will serve you, we will help you, we will heal wherever we can, for we know our power is great. We know small numbers have great power now. We have seen that magnification. And there's so much that seems to be frail, like an old vase cracked. The inner shell is very, very secure, tied together. You can clasp the interior and secure it. Look to the North Pole, the South Pole, and see that they are very secure, gentle ones. Most astounding vehicle that we have not seen is the number of crystals. Let us take our bodies in mass with its aqua aura color. The same color as the microtron, the spiritual microtron, which has only been available in very, very recent times for these 42 universes. And imagine, if you will, raising through this area of Delaware, New York, Massachusetts. We have to go over further to Philadelphia, to Pittsburgh. And we square off this great region as we come from the earth out. With the power of this group, we feel the unrest, with her at this part of her body that she feels very abused. We give her every assurance that we are here to help and to assist. And look to Sanat Kumar now, please, for he is telling you that he knows that this will work, that the earth can be healed, that humankind, those that can remain, will do exactly what was intended by the Father, the ultimate Father, the I Am. And he's thrilled, as all others are that are here with us. There's a great gathering. Parts of the Seaway, St. Louis, northern Mississippi. We look at all, and we secure this for the earth. Baltimore. And the people, as we come through, we break through the surface of the earth at any place that you prefer. Let us radiate great love as one. To the futility of life for so many. For they feel they have been promised something that has not been forthcoming, and they have not looked within to see where the answers lay. There is great anger, great frustration, a profound sense of anarchy, gentle ones, from Washington to New York. Anarchy, gentle ones, we raise the hope into the hearts of all. Peace. The feeling of hopelessness that they know not where to look anymore. They know the vibration of the earth is raising, and they are not a part of it, for they know not how to connect. Help them to connect with this group and any other group thus focused. And see the change in being as they themselves assume the responsibility of who they are. Breathe it all out, for it's very, very heavy, gentle ones. Breathe it out for the earth, for humankind in all of these areas. It is light, light, light. Begin to see all of these areas as light, 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 light. See children as light, for they are the carriers of the flags and stuff. And all the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune have it dissipate, see love and light only, and bring in a grace healing way for this very convoluted area. Very, very good. Now powerfully infuse this healing ray throughout our journey. Take it back down, press it down from wherever you are in this area into the earth, and back up again, and magnify it through the crystals. Magnify the light through the crystals, see, into all of these healing. You pick up the vibration now, healing, everything becomes light, profound light now over all of the domes of darkness, and Washington, D.C. is no exception. It is dreadfully dark. Deep power broken away, individual ego broken away, collective ego. Power leads nowhere anymore. Power can only be directed to the inner I am. It's wonderful what you're doing. I want you to continue. I know the mental focus is sometimes strenuous, but please, it's wonderful. I had no idea not only the contradiction, but the density. See these children on the street with hope, please. Raise the vibration of their experience for babies not having babies and children seeking babies, please. Now breathe it out, everyone. uses a lightning rod, if you will, the trade towers in New York, and run everything up through it and ignite it into the source to purify, to cleanse everything up through that area. In Manhattan. Look to the trade center, raise everything, the cumulative effect, we raise it up into the source to purify approximately 6 to 8 feet on top of your crown chakra. Oh, it's a filth, it is a dreadful amount of debris and falsity, ambiguity, anger, release this anger, please. This hopelessness of who am I in all of this, release that for everyone, please. Release the sense that I have no identity. Release the false prophets, please, that lead man nowhere. To the top of the stage center, you're doing this very, very well, and then Manhattan becoming very white. See it as white, see it as clear. Washington comes through your chambers of assembly where you are governed, and see those governments actually governing. They do not govern now. See a purity coming through your White House, through the Congress, through the corridors of power, and call on yourself to govern, not to have shadow governments govern, lobbyists to govern, power brokers to govern. See yourselves and the beings that you're helping now governing their own country, their own world as the major power on earth, that they accept the responsibility that the world is not America. And it will not be selfish in design, or to purport to being the saviors of the world when they are not. And we'll see them cleaning up their own backyard before they tell other countries how to function. Please, no. The shadow government will dissipate. Doesn't matter what you call this shadow government, it is most apparent, it is very disconcerting, and it's very small in number, and they totally control and manipulate your government. Give light to those aliens whom we may view mysterious in nature. Give light. Whether you call them the Greys, there are other species that are on every planet, every planetary system that do not work necessarily with light. And the conspiracy that reigns now within this country has reached horrific portions where you are not governed by the government you elect. And you have governments that achieve spacecraft with other aliens who are not working with Earth's best interest, Earth's best interest in their heart. Jesus, please raise our brother. These are very, very big ones, so these are the shifts in consciousness. We know that this government does not get along which is called inappropriately the Greys, but let's call them the Greys. And in unison, in massive amounts of money have been spent, probably I don't know, but we're being told from the Department of the Interior, look to the Department of the Interior, look to all your agencies, that are building spacecraft to be competitive, but they have false egos. These craft, at best, would be of a lesser achievement compared to what is out there. And they're already being shot down, your craft, by your best allies. Quote, really. This is overwhelming for many, but this is what is happening. And I want you to breathe that out, because in the next short time, this is one of your most heinous problems. And accept it and know, and you can heal, and the groups that you work with can heal this situation, and get a government by the people, as was originally intended by Jermaine and your hierarchy. And do not allow these lobbyists to pervert and subvert your nation as a colossus of futility, degradation, and mass murder. For on the fringes of everything right now, there is anarchy. People have no faith in government. They do not know what to believe. Please, gentle ones, to all, and the broadens horizons throughout this breath that is so powerfully infused by these crystals throughout the whole earth. And you all have favorite places, please direct. Throughout the world, the same energy, the same power. And wherever we see the American in the future, he will not be divisive as he has been. He will not be the power broker until he heals the nation that he lives in. The purple ray is very, very abundant with you now throughout creation. The whole globe is healed. Children of light begin to accept their coding, their own new DNA. Pick up this earth, gentle ones, and take her through your emotional body and through your first chakra, the one of survival, which affects so many on earth. She is so tiny, with the totality of your experience, you are quite enormous. You are all of creation. She's very, very tiny, very fragile. Take her through the fear, through your first chakra, please. And have you resonate with your chakra what she resonates. For she has chakras, and she has fears. And let her know that she will not be destroyed this time. November the 4th, 1994 came and went. There was no axis shift. There will not be an axis shift. But the earth will be secured. Because we need her, that's why. Not because man has been so wondrous, for that is not true. Man has not abused. This little planet is simply not true. Has not abused it. The feeling way is still very, very present with all of you, please. So this pyramidal light grid that we are becoming, we are. To our base, we bring in this earth into our emotional body, and then you see her come undone. For your false emotions, your sense of purpose are conveyed to her very, very powerfully. And her emotional body at this time is very convulsive. It tends to wish to be convulsive, and it's only a handful that keep her electromagnetically held together. As we look at her and in the emotional body now, let us ask the 1,728,000 on earth who are going in to be carrying this reprogram the DNA, the light DNA, the source DNA, that connection with the I Am. That we have more than something less than 1%. Let us ignite throughout this globe all beings who have this presence, who have this purpose. Very easy in China, Micro-Asia, please. But there are beings there that are properly coded. There are beings in Africa that are properly coded. Please look to them. For with less than 1% of the energy that is here or nearly here, we need all of the assistance we can get. We're prepared to release for the earth all the sense of abuse and confinement. In her great and loving nature, she has known, she has felt. So she will not, with her emotions, become excessively volatile on her surface. See her being very, very calm. Look into the eyes of Gaia. Look into her eyes, gentle ones, and we remain with her as we would a child, and nourish her emotional body with our own. Nourish her emotional body with our own. You can hold this little planet. You can rock it as a child. Mm-hmm. Carried up into the real area of the third self-esteem. And here, more than any other area, does the distress for Gaia, the distress for the Mother Earth, come into play. For man's will, his lower mind is selfish. And it's self-perpetuating, both with ego and greed. And from here, we can do great good. For this is not of God's substance whatsoever to destroy a planet. It's so opportunistic. It's for a few to become wealthier. It doesn't make a more abundant, replenished earth. It devastates the earth and devastates the body that is our home. And it's here, the lower will, the lower mind, that we release for the earth the human inability to cooperate with what is nurtured so very well for so long. Mm-hmm. Breathe it out, everyone. It's very, very much. Very, very heavy. Breathe it out through your source, through the source. Put it in transformational fire, gentle ones. All that's being raised. Up this channel that we speak of that is so significant to humankind. Whatever builds, whichever energy that cannot function in a balanced manner with Gaia, with Earth, with Sanatkamara, with the beings that are on this planet, with the kingdoms on this planet, release it, please. Set it up through our emotional body, mental bodies, into the source itself, and see it go into transformational fire and burn away. Burn away, gentle ones, burn into transform pure, white, incandescent light. Take it back down the same channel into this beautiful earth and humankind and all the other kingdoms. And again, remember what your creative abilities have created, for I have never seen, ever, such a rapid growth of your crystal kingdom. And they will most certainly help the vibration of Earth. Into the cosmic heart that you built so admirably yesterday, please. Raise Earth, the Gaia, the multiple beings that we have invited, angelic hosts, alternate realities, aspects of self. Send us on, he's so closely related to the planet, please. Tommy always we did yesterday. Metatron. And into this room, we do see now that the room is bright, the cosmic heart, the thymus room, the thymus gland. The thymus gland is a magnificent room. You did some very good work yesterday. Very, very, very fine work. I magnify that again with these 4 angels that we refer to, for this is their expertise, for the earth to them is the loveliest of all creation, the darkest and the most distorted. And we would love to see her secure, for this is our creation. Michael, please. Raphael, Orion, Gabriel, in the corners, the light is bright, the light is brilliant. This room that you have built is quite, I've seen it before, other groups, becoming quite magnificent. When you group work, this is the power center, this is the cosmic heart in miniature. But now that has all strands, will have all strands of the crossing DNA, both spiritually and physically. It is here where the great work will be done. Breathe in, put the little palms on your lap, please. And she becomes quite radiant. See it from the inside out. The crystal kingdom, the magnification of the assistance that we have received, times the 160th power. For a brief moment there. Pure, shining, radiant, joyful. And these are within our collective cosmic heart now. Breathe her in gently, all of her. See how much brighter this area in Washington, New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, all of these areas. And the river tributaries from the St. Lawrence on down to the city of St. Louis are all very much more secure. As are other places on this planet. Earth has breath. She does breathe. Breathe for her, gentle ones. And expand, and when you breathe out, cleanse for her. But she has an emotional body, which is very confused, as are most on this little planet. And breathe it out through our mental bodies, because there is some adversity with our thoughts. Into the spiritual body, which we will discuss later, what is spiritual and what is electronic. Breathe into our own cosmic heart, that which is the heart of hearts, the source. All aspects of self now, please. We leave the earth will take the same journey that we take. Gaia, the Kamaras, your planetary hierarchy. Invite to see him always. Mahatma particularly now because it's balance. It's the permanent principle of existence. Metatron, the right hand of all co-creators. The Melchizedek, for he is the embodiment of this one universe. And they are quite magnificent. All those that you would call upon, if they are from the astrals, we will not come in anymore, so we are not. Many of you have had guides from the astrals, we do not come in anymore. The light is such that we can't. And nor are they invited. It's not personal. Feel the heart, the glow. Ignite the fireplace that you get an idea of the stationary, the force fields are non-existent. You see the reflection of the earth as you hold it off this fireplace. Everything in the room becomes radiant. You're very, very comfortably sitting down. Breathe up through your body, please, and clear away the debris in first, second, and third chakra. You'll see, because you've been cleansing for the earth, it's considerable. First, second, third. Breathe it out the same way off the fireplace, please, in front of you. Cleanse it up through the source. And again, the white light, after transformation, back down through all that is in this channel. Liquid luminosity. Open the head, please. Open the crown. Open it as wide as we possibly can. See it as a funnel. As the funnel is bald and as large as we can, conceive of big light, liquid luminosity from the source. This transformational fire is very, very effective for everything that we do. We act upon immediately. And flood this little room, this magnificent room, this finest room. Flood it with the same material, the God essence, the essence of creation, the I am essence. Flood this room, please. Bring some healing to those three lower chakras, so they all feel abandoned a little bit, please. You use any color you wish. The purple, the grape, the plum, lavender. Burn away the corners, clear all. Good. There's resistance still with the will. The will wants to cling to something, for it feels it's missing parts of itself. Look to that third chakra, gentle one, please. This will that says, I must hold on to this, for this is my reality. I must hold on to this and that and the next thing, because I know not else. I hang on to these things because they are my security. I live in blindness, but I know not what else to look at. And I say now that this is false. Release that pattern. Release that pattern, for your five senses are not accurate barometers. Your five senses, gentle ones, that you deal with in and out, are not accurate barometers. Begin to rely on your intuitive self, your own light self, your cosmic heart, the truth of truth that you are becoming as this DNA is recoded and realigned with your 12 chakras. We are prepared to do this alignment now. We will code those remaining 9 or 10 in some skills. And they will become our realities, and we will become complete. We seek not outside ourselves, for we are the I Am. And we prepare the way now that we can become complete barometers, instruments of truth, and convey universal language through this vehicle of light. And we admit that we can and will integrate 12 strands of DNA with our 12 physical chakras as discs. There's a wonderful correlation, if you can look at it. This and this, and the tie-in. This is so very important for all of us right now, but particularly for those that feel so very incomplete on an earth whose vibration is being raised so rapidly. Look into this room that we sit the collective self, the I Am presence, the miniature I Am, cosmic heart. And look at every level of self within this room, please, and wherever there are cobwebs, wherever there are areas of mistrust, what if? Release these patterns to this magnificent fireplace. You write them out for yourself. Only you, in the truest sense, can know those most horrific aspects that have affected you in what you view as the past. There is no past, number one. But you've assimilated the reality of a past that does not exist. And those are the areas we ask you to release now. Spend a minute looking at your etheric body, because we align the astral with the etheric, so you have no need for the astral. See those wounds, see those areas that have been aggravated, and you have carried those memories forward, and they must now be released. Go over the entire etheric body, including your genitalia, every part of your being is free. And release those areas that grieve you most, or where you feel that you put yourself against the will of another, or conversely, in the recipient of not wishing to participate. This is heavy with all of you gentle ones. Please look at it very closely. It's not just this life, that it is coded in this etheric body. It's coded, and this is why we look at the etheric body. You don't have to go to the Akashic records. The etheric body has a memory of its own. We will work with you for a moment on this, because it's much deeper than you yet know. Open yourself, gentle ones. Open yourself wider and wider. Feel the crown allowing. Let a crown is in charge of this. Trust this great game. Allow the wash of the etheric body, the cumulative effect, to carry from life to life, to be cleansed, to be released, to be purified, to become light. So that is the natural condition. He has his hope, he has many, many, many wishes. Often by breathing, gentle ones breathe. There were others helping you. Some of your most famous human family are here. Trust everyone, please. Those that are looking at illness in any part of the body now, this is an opportunity for us to come in and see, or anticipate something that might be wrong. Let us correct it now. Allow the healing ray that comes in. It's more than germane. The seventh ray is very complete, and it's really coming in. Seventh and the 11th ray, please. We're looking at the etheric body, everyone. You don't need to look at the passage. It's all recorded on your soul, your light body. Many of you have completed this light body. And as we walk through the brief life, this doesn't take life after life after life anymore. It's been done, allow it to happen. The parathyroid and the thyroid, gentlemen, please breathe through that. That is the last area of surrender, is it not? Parathyroid, thyroid, gentlemen, your fifth, what's been called your fifth chakra, release it, please. Release it, please. The last area of surrender, gentlemen. This is surrendering to Sanat Kamara. Wonderful. Great. If we cannot surrender, divinity cannot be ours. We must, in part, in greater part, surrender to the divine plan. For we are the ultimate writers of that divine plan. We just seem so far removed from it now. Good. Heal that area now. Many of you feel you've said things at various lives that have been so destructive for others. Or you've said of yourself areas that have been so destructive for yourself. Great healing light now please. The appropriate angels are here. Please allow this to happen. The appropriate teachers that like to heal are here. So it's the purification and putting in neutral those areas of our view of the past. Let us say unto ourselves now, gentle ones, that the past isn't. What was isn't. All these horrific lives as I view it, that make up my nature, I endorse for experience, and I do not judge them. I release all patterns that say that I am this, I am evil, or I am not kindly, or that I am angry, or I wish I could be perfect. Perfection is a relative term, for your God source is not static. You've held to this belief that you can be perfect. The God source is not static, so how can you be perfect? What? It's ever evolving, ever creating. Release the thought of a static God. There's a beard out there somewhere. It is simply not possible. So the etheric body, we cleanse now. We cleanse the pineal node, behind the pineal node, so the third eye will allow us to see without fear. It is so deep within you, this family of light, the goodly company, not to see because it's been so horrifying that you have shut it off. And it doesn't matter not to be able to see. You are not less because you don't see. For many of you, it is a great gift. If you've done what Brian did in 89 and done a spiritual ascension, most of you could not possibly have remained in a physical body. For it is not. The separation between here and there, as we perceive it, is too vast to assimilate into a physical body. Mm-hmm. I will not judge myself anymore, for the past is not where I'm living. I live in the now of my creative abilities, and my creative abilities are profound. They are real. And my ignition of light and love and joy are for the benefit of all creation. I am not limited to this little planet. I am not limited to consciousness galactically. I am not limited to universal consciousness. I am not limited to the lower monad. I know now that with this channel that we're beginning to complete, to connect with our source, that is my journey. And I know I can complete this connection with the source in this physical discipline, and thereby not have to be relegated to the ring, passeth not. I can move beyond the ring, passeth not. That is the great strength, the great gift given humankind. They must recognize it, as they know not why they're here. That is the great gift, gentle ones. And I want you to integrate that. When you get these tapes, go over it and over it and over. It becomes your reality. You are not cut off from anyone. We have deliberately cut ourselves off. We elected to look at what somebody else did. There was a war, a massive war, long before you know your history began. And it was a fission and fusion. It was massive. And darkness prevailed. You few, and those like you, are here now, very much tied to the first ray, but you work with other rays, as the Savior energy, to heal, to make right, to remove, to pioneer, and every one of you, in that sense, are working with a pioneer ray, even though you may come in with other rays. Now, there's a preponderance of rays in this room. I can look at all of you and see beyond the rainbow colors. Back into your body, gentle ones, please. It's time for a break.